starving.
What's up, guys? Welcome back sa 34th 34 episode ng Karing Deals Filipino. And nandito pa rin ang paborito nyong mga host with the new hairstyle. Lance Mendoza
and Josh.
Leo.
Luigi.
Yes, sir.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Busy.
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
Busy.
I feel like
relax.
every time we start up the podcast, I feel like it's very low energy. So I think we should start it off with a bang.
Okay, start with the high energy.
Okay, so let's talk about the new cars.
Whoa, relax on that, bro. Whoa, relax.
Sorry.
Relax on that, bro.
No, I'm getting a C200.
Yeah, relax on that. Okay.
Yeah, relax on that.
Okay, let's just talk about how when we were younger and how we grew up. Kasi I noticed, like in TikTok and in the Filipino community, there's a little misconception in how lumaki tayo from like as a kid, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misconception, especially because meron na tayong mga, like the things that we have in our lives, like yung mga kotse natin, mga bahay natin, mga business natin. Madami mga tao sa, sa community na they think that
privilege tayo lumaki.
Everything that we have, kala nila na lumaki tayo.
It's given to us.
Yeah, lumaki tayo like with riches.
Okay. I'll talk about my perspective on how we grew up.
Okay.
Right? So
let's talk about Luigi first. Yes. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so kami ni Leo, kapatid kami. And nung bata pa ako,
Okay, go, man.
Okay, so nung bata pa ako, yung nanay namin pumunta sa isang bansa. So, kaming tatlo lang, kami ni Leo, tapos kuya namin si Kuya Lester, tapos si Papa. Pero nung mga 9 years old ako, that's when we moved to Canada. And when we were in the Philippines, I remember the only birthday I really remember as a young kid, mga 4 or 5 ako. I remember it was my birthday. Tapos sabi ni Papa na ganun, choose a restaurant for your birthday. Tapos choose one person to bring with you. Diba? Tapos I brought my nanay, so my grandma. I didn't bring Leo or Kuya Lester because the most important person in my life at that time was my grandma, because for the longest time, nanay, I used to think she was my mom because I didn't have a mom growing up. So when I was in the Philippines, everyone had like moms and stuff like that. I used to always just bring my grandma. And when I found out, when I got a little bit older, I think I was like 5 or 6, when I actually found out that I had like a different mom, which she was in Hong Kong at the time. Tapos nung pumunta siya sa Hong Kong, she was sponsored to come to Canada by our tito in Canada, and then
Her half brother,
yeah. And then that's when I figured out that I actually have a mom in a different country. And then when we came to Canada, that's when my mom and I kind of started building our own relationship. But for the longest time, I thought I only had my grandma as my mom.
and like explain to them how like your upbringing is as a kid, like where you grew up, like what kind of houses that we grew up in, and like the poverty that we actually saw and stuff.
So I was born in Santiago City, Isabela, por cuatro.
I remember the day you were born, bro, because that was very, 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 very vividly, because it happened at our house.
Yeah, so it happened in our house, and
I was 2 years old at that time, bro.
Yeah, and the person, so
because I saw him come out,
So another backstory, like we didn't have enough money for like my mom to go to the hospital, so we had to actually get a person from like the streets, Dr. Lobo, right? And she was like a retired midwife or something like that.
Like comadrona.
Yeah, so like I think my mom paid her like 200 pesos or something like that to give birth to me, But like we didn't have enough money for us to go to the hospital, and that's the reason why like I think my mom left sa pumunta sa Hong Kong kasi 'di ba wala namang trabaho sa Isabela, tapos yung pamilya namin, like we used to be like rich and stuff like that with our grandmother, but then some business thing like fell apart and all that stuff. But
we could be honest here, it's all about family greed.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Our family became greedy because they thought that, you know, since my great grandma was still alive and she's getting older, and they started pushing for their mana and stuff like that.
Yeah, for their mana. And then you know what the craziest part was? Like our Lola outlived everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? She died at like 98 or 99. Do you know what I'm saying? She died like back in like 2015 or something, right?
2014. It was like literally like couple of days till she turns 100.
Yeah.
I remember because there's a rule in the Philippines where if you live up to your 100, the government gives you 100,000 pesos.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So they give that to you, right? And then my grandma was literally a couple of days or a week or whatever, then she becomes 100. And I remember that. Yeah, go back with your story.
But yeah, so like, you know, that just shows how much like how broke we were, you know. And then my mom used to tell us stories how like nung bata kayo may mga like 3 days na pinapatulog lang kayo kasi wala kaming pagkain. Kasi si Papa, he was always looking for work, tapos diba wala namang trabaho, tapos si Mama walang trabaho. Tapos the only like, thank God for my mom, you know, because that's really hard. She was like my age at the time. She was 27 with 3 kids. Tapos wala pang wala kaming pera. Yung bahay namin sa Isabela, sa Santiago, where I grew up, it's literally the size of the break room. Maybe like 2 of that. You know, 2 of that break room was the house I lived in. There was a kitchen in there. There's a washroom. Damn. And I remember we didn't even have a bathroom. We didn't even have a bathroom. My dad
just built it after.
My dad just built it when I got a little bit older, but we didn't have a bathroom in that small size. So every time I would have to use the bathroom, I would have to go outside of the house, and then diba may CR sa mga bahay na like outside of it.
Parang yung washroom yung parang pinagtagpi-tagpi
Our house was built with bamboos, bro.
Yeah, like we have pictures of our house like with bamboos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Tapos
all of our electricity were all connected as a family.
Yeah.
You know how like obviously it was illegal to do that, but because you know it's illegal to connect all your electricity and stuff like that.
I know, you know? It was in the compound, like there was like 4 or 5 families in that compound, and we had like a small size of a unit. Tapos I remember like our house, I used to think it was like the biggest house because there was like a kitchen, and then there's like a little dividers for like a door, and that door basically it was like a living room. Tapos the only thing separating the living room to the bedroom was like a cabinet. And that's where we all slept. We all slept in the same. There was 4 of us. There was 4 of us.
And
my
then
dad
became 5. Actually, became 6.
It became 6 at one
because
point.
Tito Joseph used to live with us
Tito
too.
Joseph and what's his name? Pangalatok.
Yeah. So
remember,
my
like,
mom,
my dad used to always
would,
bring like a bunch of friends over and just be like, yeah, you can stay here for like a couple months. And he did that.
Ate Hanime used to live there too.
So ganyan kalit yung bahay nyo, parang size ng break room natin, tapos 6 kayo.
Yeah, there were 6.
There was like 6 of us.
Like double of that, right? So that's like going back to what I'm saying is that, you know, like just because you know, like ngayon na nakikita nyo, like, you know, like we travel and like, you know, we have certain material things and we have, you know, we have all these things that we have going on for us. Like your perception of us is not really what you think it is.
It's not.
Cause say like, you know, like for me, I'm gonna talk about my experience as a kid. Cause say when I was a kid, I remember like there are situations where, you know, like I'm around other kids that doesn't have a lot of money, you know, kasi like yung area namin masyadong mahirap and stuff like that. And even to this day, I could go live there and like feel comfortable. Yeah. I've done it before. Like there's a time where nagpunta ako sa Philippines for 7 weeks, and my cousins are like, yo, like how is it that it's okay sa'yo na matulog sa old na bahay namin or whatever? Because I know that I used to live that way.
Yeah.
Where certain people from Canada or like, you know, from people in abroad, like they go to their old house and they're like, oh no, that's disgusting. You know, like that's gross. Like there's no running water or there's no running sewage and stuff like that. Where for me, I'm like, it makes me feel good because like I come from this.
And you know what I find really crazy? Kasi yung mga Filipino dito sa Canada, like here, like they're living paycheck to paycheck. Let's say if they're living paycheck to paycheck, or like, you know, they don't have like the nicest things in Canada. Pero pag pumupunta sila sa Pinas, it was like they left such a good situation in the Philippines just to come to Canada. But us is different.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have anything.
we had nothing, bro. Like I remember a time, and till this day, it keeps me humble. Cause say like, this is why I never waste food, man. You know, like every time, let's say I have a lot of food or whatever, I find a way to give it to the next person, or I find a way to what is it called, save it and eat it later. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was a kid, nung bata ako, I think I was like probably 5 or 6, and my grandma, like my nanay, like you know sa palengke, right? Sa palengke, there's vegetables that they lay out. You know, like they lay out na tinitinda nila sa floor na ganon.
Yeah.
And there's a time where, you know, yung mga vegetables, pag hindi na sila magandang like bilhin, tinatapon na lang nila, right? There's an area sa palengke na may mga vegetables na hindi
Tinapon na.
na tinapon na, right? But I saw my grandma pick up tomatoes and pick up those things, you know, for her to be able to eat and eat it at lunchtime. And I never understood it kasi like I was so young. I said, I don't know what's going on. Like, why is she picking up tomatoes like from the garbages? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, that's why, like, I don't know, I'm just saying this because like I just, you know, I went through some things where people really think that, you know, like everything that we have is like
It's given
to me,
Like,
and they think that my life come from riches. You know what I mean? And like it bothers me. You know what I mean? It bothers me because like they don't understand that, you know, like every day we work for like 12 hours. You know what I mean? And like the things that we all go through the same things. You know what I mean? Like every day what we go through, you know, like, and there's a lot of people who watches our shit. And like, you know, they get bothered that they think that, you know, we don't know what struggles feels like.
Yeah.
You know?
Kasi nagtataka sila bakit ano ba yung mga sinasabi natin.
Exactly.
Like nagsasalita tayo para like ng mga experiences natin na naakala nila hindi natin talaga na-experience.
That's why I like seeing things like, you know, like on social media or whatever, like on like TikTok, by example, when I see like a person who doesn't have a lot and they're just happy, like those people are the happiest people because they don't know what's outside.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just content na, you know, yung bahay nila is just this big, you know, and like yung pagkain nila, they just get to eat whatever they have, like sa garden nila and this and this and this. Where for us, we were like that too. You know what I mean? Like nung bata, like when Luigi said, is like when we were kids, we never thought that our house was really, really small until we realized it was small. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember, what's it called? I remember too, my mom used to tell me when I was born, alam niyo ba yung para sa baby, yung
Formula.
No, yeah, formula. So we didn't have money to buy formula. So
like yung gatas.
Yung gatas ko, yung tubig ng kanin. Tapos lagay
like
ng
the top
sugar.
of it, and
What's
just
that
add
called?
sugar.
Yung pinagugasan.
Yeah. Tapos I remember my mom used to tell me, she's like, oh, I kept feeding you that because I couldn't buy formula.
Yeah.
So you had to buy like I had to buy like cream for you, so your rash would go away. But bro, she didn't have the money to buy the cream, so I always had rashes.
And his nails fell
Bro,
off.
that's why my nails, you know, my nails like on my left foot, how it has like the sad face. Yeah, it doesn't have enough like. I didn't get enough nutrition as a kid, bro. It used to be worse. It used to be completely black. But that's what I'm saying, right? I used to be so insecure about it because I didn't have...
No, but that's your stand now because, like, bro, I rep the fact that I grew up as a impoverished child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that I grew up impoverished. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that I saw poverty and I got to experience poverty, it made me want to go even harder, you know? And, like, the people that think that, you know, like, you know, all these guys right here, they're super privileged. You know what I mean? Like, it's because... you know what I mean? Like, they say that you're super privileged, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. Like, even people in Toronto that are born in Toronto, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were born in Toronto, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine, bro, the way I see it, imagine if we were born in Canada. Do you know what I'm saying? Being exposed to all these things.
Like,
bro,
very early.
Very early. Bro, I feel like
I wouldn't be as driven, to be honest. You know,
don't think so? I think I'd be driven.
I wouldn't be as driven because then that means that, you know, like we won't be as street smart, because like a lot of kids in the Philippines are super street smarts because they have to fix problems at a very early
Bro,
age.
do you know how many times like Leo and I almost died, and we had to figure out a lot of ways? Like the reason why Leo and I are so close is because of so many experiences that we experienced as kids. Bro, I almost saw my brother drown.
Bro,
I saw my brother fucking, you know, I remember we both got electrocuted. You know what happened? This guy took a piss in the outlet, trying to get the eggs from the lizards. You know,
Yeah.
and then what's it called? So he's like, "Oh, this is what you do: pee on it so it comes out." And then he ran out of pee. He's like, "Yo, it's your turn. Go pee." And then we're like, "Nah, that's not gonna work." So he takes a metal rod, fucking sticks it in there. He starts getting electrocuted like this, and then he grabs me like that, and
Bro,
I start getting it.
That's see, that just shows poverty too, because when do you ever gonna see exposed electrical here in Canada?
Never, bro.
Never. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even like seeing like how many times have we seen snakes come out of the ceiling, bro?
Come out of the ceiling. That's just crazy.
You know what I mean? Like,
And we just don't, wala tayong laruan nun. Kaya
so just
chill
all
yung mga ginagawa
that's
natin.
because we're just bored all the time. You know what I mean? And like, literally, like, by example, my dad got it even worse than us. Kasi like, my dad's family had no sense of money. You know what I mean? Like yung lolo ko and yung lola ko, they didn't have a sense of money kasi they're from the bundok, you know? Like, you know, like the bundok people in the Philippines, like they live off like the land, like, you know, they just go hunt sa forest, and then pag, like, you know, if it's rainy season, they go to sa mga ilog and they go fishing in the ilog, you know? Like they never make money. They just, you know, they just live because they need to eat. That's it. That was my dad. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally only one generation away from me, you know? So, like, when people think that, you know, we come up from this or this and this, bro, like, you know, like, you don't know us and you don't know where we come from. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like the people that are talking, like, all this stuff, they're privileged or all this, bro, they all live in Manila. And, like, they all live in the city.
In the city, bro.
Because, like, bro, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Even, like, my cousins, they're from Pateros. We took them to... like Nasugbu, Batangas,
like
and
sa
bro,
probinsya.
sa provincia, and they're like this. What the hell? They're like this shit. Like I'm like, bro, how ignorant are like you know what I'm saying? People from the city, because that's very ignorant. It's like you live in a country not knowing what it's like to be in the provincia. As much as like you say like, oh, like I live in the Philippines. It's this, that. It's hard here. Bro, imagine for the people who lives in the provincia, bro. They have nothing. They literally have nothing.
Yeah, but those people are the happiest, bro.
But they're the happiest, bro. You'll never know that they're the happiest people, and you guys are the most sad people in this in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's because
the people in the city, bro.
Because they always want more.
Yeah.
You know, like people in the city in the Philippines, like what I noticed in the Philippines is that, you know, even here, you know, like in Canada, like, so like not just in general, like culture, like, you know, it doesn't have to be Filipino or whatever, but when people like see a lot of things, like let's say in the Philippines, let's by example, right? In the Philippines, let's say they see guys driving certain cars, you know, they have certain houses, they have certain jewelry, you know, they have certain designer stuff, you know, and then they look at themselves, they're like, yo, like I don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
And they're gonna try to mimic.
And they're gonna try to do it. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, bro, like they see that, like, let's say these shoes, bro. These shoes are like $700. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, it's $700 for those shoes. That's the first thing they think about. You know, but they're like, there's people out here in the Philippines where if you give them $700, bro, they could live for a whole year, bro, for that. You know what I mean? Like, they could buy rice. They literally just buy rice. And they just find a way to just extend that rice for the longest time. Yeah. You know, because they don't care about these $700 shoes. They don't care about, like, you know, freaking $1,000 hats or $1,000 shirts. Yeah. You know, cause like they're just okay with just living. Yeah. You know, and they live way healthier too, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Like in the Philippines, bro, obesity is like such a big deal.
Everyone is fat in the Philippines.
Everyone is
bro.
so fat in the Philippines, kasi
including Leo.
No, not me. Okay? No, but in the Philippines, like obesity is huge in the Philippines. Pag may konti ka lang pera. You know? Like if you're a middle class in the Philippines, you love to indulge on food, bro. You know, like
And it's like nasty food too. It's like everything is deep fried.
yeah, exactly. Like
Have you guys never heard of like salads? Like, bro, Filipinos don't like eating. I know a person in this room that does not eat vegetables.
yeah, this guy.
And you live in the city, bro. Like, think about it. Eat vegetables, bro.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though,
Like,
in the
be
Philippines, bro,
healthy.
Fruit salad.
Bro, I see so many videos in the Philippines where like, you know, the kids. I'm gonna put the kids as examples, bro. They think it's super cute to see a kid that's 5 years old that's like over 150 pounds already.
That's disgusting.
Bro, like, what kind of life is that kid gonna have, bro?
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm saying? Like, just because you could afford I know a full lechon for lunch doesn't mean you should eat a whole pig, bro.
No, bro, that's the way I see it. It's literally
It's like a social status thing for them.
No, I understand it's a social status thing, but that's poor mentality. Because, bro, like you talked about it, right? Like the stoicism, bro. That's not how you're supposed to live life. Life is not about overindulging yourself. Whether it's food, whether it's like, let's say women, whether it's, you know, gambling, any of those things, you never should ever overindulge yourself.
I overindulge on my family time. That's my
Okay,
thing.
but that's good. You know what I'm saying? That's
Like,
what you should do. Or,
I'm more into like a spiritual type of stuff for me now. You know,
bro,
everything.
I'm not trying to tell people how to live in the Philippines, but all I know is that if you guys eat chicken joy, you guys think that's rich? No. You know what's rich, bro? Eating a salad.
You know what's
being
rich, bro?
healthy.
Actually,
Health is wealth,
is sharing
bro.
your food to everybody.
Yeah,
That's
or
rich,
do that
bro.
too.
You know, cause in the Philippines, they prioritize like, you know, like having a lot of food, but they don't want to share it.
And bro, I'm gonna give you,
You
guys
know?
a good example, like, cause Lance talked about this like as a joke too, right? If I find it so like disgusting as a parent when you have let's say like I'm a kid, right? And then I have my friend over, and when it's time to eat, my friend has to go home.
Pre, kain namin.
We cannot. And then you know what's so sad? The kids learn that whole mentality too of like, oh, like I have to tell my friend to get the fuck out of here because we're about to eat.
Like,
Why don't you join? Why don't you ask him to join?
I'm gonna put you guys an example.
Bro,
right now. I have
in
one
Canada,
example.
all my white friends, all the friends that I made in Canada, they would every time like they're about to eat, they made a plate for me.
They're so welcoming. You know
They're
what I'm
so
saying?
welcoming. Versus in the Philippines, it's like, tangin mo boy, umuwi ka na. You know what I'm saying? Kakain na kami. Bro, you know how many times that happened to me as a kid? But I thought that was the norm until I came to Canada.
And maybe because they don't have enough though. You know, like it depends on certain situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, but
like,
even if you don't have enough, it's like you still but that's what I'm saying. That's the what's it called? That's what we're believe. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't have enough, like bro, you can just eat half and then just give it to the little. How much is a kid really gonna eat?
For sure, man. That
Like
makes
one
sense.
longanisa, you know what I'm saying? Two longanisa.
No, like there's one example too. Like, you know, like I'm gonna put my mom as an example. Cause say like when my mom first had Kuya Lester, she was so poor, right? And since my mom grew up rich, and a lot of her friends were still rich at the time. You know what I mean? And there's a certain friend that she had, and my mom was just eating at her house and stuff like that. And my mom saw this person as like her second mom, you know? And then it got to a point where she was like, oh, like her friend told her that her mom told her to not come to the house anymore because my mom was just constantly eating because my mom couldn't afford to eat, you know? So like as a friend, you know what I mean? Like by example, if you can't afford to eat, bro, I will find a way, you know what I mean? To make sure if I could afford to feed you, why would I complain to afford to feed you? But I will just help you try to make money. You know what I'm saying? I said, right now you're in bad times. I'm going to make sure that you could eat even though you're in bad times. But, you know, like I'll teach you how to get food. You know what I'm saying? Not be like, oh no, you can't come to my house anymore because you be eating too much. You know, like you've been eating here more often. I bet you my mom wasn't even eating a lot. You know what I'm saying? They were probably just making the same amount for the whole family, you know what I mean? Where my mom was probably like, yo, she just needed one meal that day, you know what I mean? That's why it freaking cheeses me, bro. You know, when people, you know, like looks down on people that don't have a lot, you know, because I was that guy at one point, you know, and like, and people now, they just like, oh, they take advantage of people that have a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in our culture, especially like some Philippines, all the people who work like OFWs and all those people, they work really, really hard, man. And people, their family members, they see them as just like a money machine, you know? Like, bro, these people who are in other countries left to have a better life, but you're squeezing them just for money all the time. You know what I mean? And like, the minute you stop giving them money, you're the bad person.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Lance's upbringing.
Okay, let's talk about Lance upbringing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boy.
Nung bata ako, like, hindi naman kami yung sobrang hirap kasi maganda naman yung trabaho ng mama ko. Ano siya, teacher siya, tapos si papa nagtatrabaho siya para sa government. So, pero lumaki ako na kasi since teacher mama ko, ang focus ko lang nun mag-aral talaga mabuti. So, minake sure lang nila na parang
So this guy was privileged.
mag-aral mabuti.
But were you an asshole?
No. Pero
Did you
like,
ever have did you ever have a point where you were an asshole?
no, never.
I had a point when I was an asshole for sure.
No, pero kasi may pera kami pero si mama kasi sobrang galing niya sa pera na like kailangan ko rin mag-work kahit papaano kung para sa pera ko, like isipin mo yun. Pero nung bata ako naisip ko yun na parang nakakahiya kasi like nangangalakal ganun. Nag-iipon kami ng mga lata ganun. To syempre pag marami na masaya ako kasi magkakapera ako. Yeah. Pero yung papa ko like sabihin niya lakarin mo na lang yung papunta sa dun sa bentahan, di ba? Yeah. Kaso ayaw maglakad kasi may dala akong sakong ganyan.
Yeah. Because you look like a, what do you call that? Pulubi.
Yeah, magmumukha akong pulubi. Ganun. Gusto ko i-drive na lang ganun. Sabi ko, tara na lang.
But that's an amazing lesson though.
Yeah, but
I know.
See, bro, that lesson that your parents taught you kind of taught you about finance, you know? Leo and I had to learn finance the hard way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I think we're still all learning the finance the right way. But I remember like, Leo, so we got a bunch of money because back in like 2016 and stuff like that, but we blew all that money.
Bro, all that money in less than a year, fam.
Because the way I see it, if you're not ready to have $100,000, what makes you think? Or sorry, if you're not ready to have $10,000, what makes you think you're ready to have $100,000? Do you know what I'm saying?
When you've never even seen it, bro.
When you've never seen it. Yeah. So when you're given like $100,000, out of like this, you know what I'm saying? Because like something happens or whatever, like, bro, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking splurge. You're gonna buy all the things that you want, the stupid things that you wanted, and all that shit. I feel like I was the only smart one that got money. You know what I'm saying? Because like me, Kuya Lester, Kuya Lelis, like we all got money. I was the only one that
kept it.
I was the only one that kept it. Because I knew like when I went to school and stuff like that, I was living like a bomb. All these kids, like all our clients and stuff like that, they talk about how like, oh, like I have to save up, like rent is so expensive, all this shit. And like, bro, I remember the only time I would eat out for 5 days was at Subway. And I thought $12 was so expensive for a whole foot long.
Well, not even that, bro. Like for you to go to college, I remember you had to like struggle for a whole year. Like,
bro, I worked for a whole year so I can pay off going to college because I didn't want my mom, I didn't want my dad to help me out because I wanted to do it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like it is stupid. I think school is stupid. I think there's better ways for you to learn a bunch of things, but for me, yeah, but you were spending.
But I was spending so much though,
Bro, I was in school broke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Leo called me from the Philippines. Yo, can you send me because I'm broke. I'm like, how? You've only been there for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
No, because I was like, for me, my mentality is go like freaking 1,000 all the time. Like, for example, like I had a budget of an X amount of number, and I was there for 7 weeks, right? And within 5 days, I blew the whole 7 weeks worth of budget. You know?
And if you guys don't believe Leo, like, I've seen this guy spend stupid amount of money.
You know what I mean? Like, and I did
on just stupid things, bro. Like our Miami trip. Our Miami trip was stupid. We made a really good money from stocks. Yeah. And then what do? The first thing we do is literally fly out during COVID to Miami, spend a bunch of stupid money, then come back, Then the stock market drops.
Yeah.
Then we spent all that money that we thought we made and then lost all of it. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying.
No, but that's how you learn, bro. Like I learned from my big financial mistakes, bro. Like my financial, like like situations that I've gone through. You know what I mean? Now I've learned all those things. Like right now, bro. Like I live in such a modest. Like to some people, they think I'm splurging right now. But this is me, like freaking modest as hell, bro.
Do you
know what I
guys
mean?
remember our first year at Toptier?
Yeah, bro. That was just 2 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, so 2 years ago, do you guys remember us going out every Friday and Saturday?
Oh, yeah,
And
for
do you
sure.
remember how much we would spend? Bro, I
Yes,
remember
dude.
every
Every
single
day.
time we would
Bro,
hit
I went 5 months straight, 4 months straight like that, bro.
Bro.
Every day, bro.
every day.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, spending on stupid bottles. What
Wow.
what did the bottles do? Nothing. It was a
Exact-
good.
Hey, but it was fun though. But these are this is where the lesson comes in again. The lesson comes in because like, bro, once a lot of people start making bank and stuff like that, right? Like they start making X amount of money and stuff, their lifestyle gets so high,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we were already making bank at that time already. You know what I'm saying? But like, we were living that high life, bro. Like that high freaking, like that high lifestyle, bro. Before I even had money, because like I know one day I'm just gonna. Then I became prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like,
So parang,
well, for you guys got it so good actually because you guys are so young. Like at 23, like you've seen a lot more than another 23-year-old
Yeah.
has ever seen for sure.
Yeah.
One
And-
who went to college, one
Mhm.
who went to university. If I'm being
University.
honest, like you went to university or college, whatever. But I don't think it's the same, like college experience that I had.
Mhm.
You know,
It's not.
because like, bro, I lived my life. You know what I'm saying? But now, like, when I hear people talk about how, like, they're staying a year back or 2 years back just to work and stuff like that, so they can save up for X, whatever that X thing is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like a car, like go to school, etc.
yeah.
But bro, I'm not gonna lie, like it's stupid that you feel that because your classmate of 4 years is going to university because his parents can afford it and you have to save up to go to
Mhm.
university and
Yeah.
you're missing
Yeah.
out on a lot of things.
100%.
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? I had to sacrifice so much time.
Mhm.
I sacrificed a whole year. I remember I had a girlfriend at the time and she went to Western.
Mm.
And like I stayed in Oakville. I was the only one in Oakville. All
Mhm.
the people that stayed back for for that 1 year or whatever,
Mhm.
they went back for super senior, which I thought was the stupidest thing ever. Do you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
It's like
That's the
now-
dumbest thing ever,
Bro, that's the dumbest thing ever because like bro,
Nah, that's privilege, bro.
that is privilege because they didn't have to pay for their schooling. I
Exactly.
did.
And they don't have to pay for rent. You don't have to do any of those things. You know what I mean? Like, since we were kids, like, we had to pay for our cell phone bills. We
Yeah.
had to pay for our clothes.
Bro, I
You know what I
started
mean?
working at the restaurant
Mhm.
when I was 12 years old.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and isa pang reason kung bakit I feel like that's stupid is like after college, after university, lalo na kapag ka yung program mo is competitive, tas wala kang mahanap na trabaho, masasabi mo, tas dun ka lang sa industry mo maghahanap ng work eh.
Mhm.
And then sasabihin mo, like wala ka nang mahanap na trabaho. Pero kung hindi ka naman nag-school, kahit anong industry papasukin mo, di ba? Biglaan ng, tapos kung kailan ka pa nag-school, tsaka ka pa nawalan ng option.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Diba?
Yeah,
bro.
bro, because
Like
it's
how
so
is that
competitive.
how is that possible?
Bro,
na
the
parang,
the worst thing is like when people graduate from university after 4 years, wala silang trabaho. Tapos anong gagawin nila? They're in debt $60,000.
Mhm.
So now how are you gonna pay off your
Yeah.
$60,000?
And ayaw nilang
Parents.
ayaw naman nilang mag-work ng normal na trabaho kasi
Yeah,
sasabihin nila
because-
nakatapos
Yeah,
sila
yeah.
pag
they're
sila
gonna say
mag-work.
they're overclassified.
Yeah.
Or,
Bro,
Yeah.
the saddest thing.
Nag-engineer ako tapos yan yung gagawin ko.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bro.
so this is the saddest thing I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm not gonna name his name, but he comes to the shop, and I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
Right? He told me about his bills. He told me about all this, etc. All these things, right? And in savings, he has zero savings because he can't afford to save because he's paying for his rent, he's paying for his car, he's paying for his food, bro. All these things that I said is how much he makes after graduating from a program of 5 years.
That's crazy.
And you
bro.
know what the saddest thing is? So, bro, This guy works like 40 hours like a regular person, whatever. And what I don't understand with like the Western world is just like, if I'm being honest with you, this is a hustling and bustling type of country. And why don't you work that 7 days? Why don't you pick something up Saturday, Sunday?
Bro.
If you're not making any savings, right?
Yeah,
So
bro.
listen to this. So then he asked me a bunch of advice. He said, "What can I do to make money?" And then
To actually save money.
to actually save
Bro,
money.
skip the dishes,
And,
bro.
okay, so then I mentioned skip the dishes, but then he goes, "Oh, but then there's gases. There's my time. There's my off time. Like my Saturday
Off
and my
time,
Sunday."
bun your off time, bro.
But listen, bro, you're not listening. So then his 40 hours, he got laid off. So now what can he do? Do you know what I'm saying? For I would say a whole month, he's still looking for that job. And since he's running through whatever money he has for that month, he has no income coming in. He has EI. What's EI though? Like
60%.
60% of how much you're making. It's not even enough for his rent, for his food,
if he
for
was
his
smart,
grocery.
what I would tell him is say, go find a cash shop and collect EI, boy.
And okay, see, but that's the Filipino in us. And you know what he asked me? He said, "Yo, like, do you think like barbering seems pretty cool? You make pretty good money, all this stuff." And honestly, like, I don't like that because like
You're trying to come in for the money, bro.
Yeah,
you're trying to come in for the money, bro. Honestly, I didn't even know what I was coming into when I became a barber.
You're
I
just
really
bored,
didn't.
to be honest.
I was literally bored, and I just wanted.
Boredom makes the best things, bro.
And I literally just wanted to hang out with my brother more, and this was a way for us to like spend our whole time together
I was
all the
pushing
time,
Luigi like crazy, you know.
like
what I'm
crazy,
saying?
bro. You know how long he made me want to become a barber?
It's because you were bored that day, and I was like, "Yo, just do it, bro," and you just did it. You know what I mean? And like, you didn't come into it being like, "Yo, I'm in need of money." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the best thing, bro. Like when you come into a situation because like you're doing it for the money.
Because you're not desperate, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not desperate.
Like, it becomes more calm, bro.
You know what I think the coolest thing for me was like, cause we grew up in Oakville, right? And then I think when I mentioned to people that I became a barber, everyone was so supportive. You know what I'm saying? But I used to think, not to knock on like barbering and all that stuff. I literally used to think that barbering was like how a Filipino would think what a barber is, like in the Philippines. I wanted to be a real estate agent. I wanted to wear suits. I wanted to wear a suit. I wanted to shake people's hands. I wanted to make deals, all that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? But I thought that barbering was just like, oh, that's like a low end job. But only if I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because being a barber, especially at my level right now and our level, like, bro, it takes you on to a whole different levels of business. Like, for example,
It
like
opens
today,
up opportunities, bro.
bro, today, right? I literally use my sales tactic on someone today, or I use whatever business marketing. Business marketing. You heard it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Cutting the guy,
This guy was cutting the guy that needed a service, and bro, how did he sound after I talked to him?
said he wants to do it.
Bro, this guy was hooked in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Paniwala, pre.
Yeah. So just being a barber literally helps you think about certain situations where you can just sell a service that you provide to someone else. It doesn't have to be cutting hair. It can
it's
be
just all
something
about,
else.
Like, bro, it's just all about. To me, when I think about business, like, you just have to do good business all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's never like, oh, I'm gonna do good business 9 out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying? It has to be 10 out of 10 times, bro.
Bro, this guy,
You know?
this guy today had literally like so many questions. Like, oh, like when did you start seeing traction? Like, I think he said this. He said, I think I'm gonna try them out for a month.
Yeah.
I literally said no. If I'm being honest with you, you're not gonna see shit in a month. You might not even see shit in the second or third month. We started seeing shit by the 5th month. So what makes you think that your business is gonna boom because it's different, that no one in your industry is doing it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I literally not to upsell like the service by any means. I truly believe in the service that, you know, that whole social media stuff that we're doing only hits after like 2-3 months. You know, it's not like a boom, you get all the clients.
Hey, but no one knows about that yet, okay? You have to keep it low key. Okay?
No, but it's just
But
an
this
example.
company you're talking about sounds very, very good.
But this,
You know what I'm saying? We'll
That-
talk about them later.
I'm just trying to
Okay.
have like an example of like, you know, when I became a barber, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I now I'm starting. The older I get, the older I am in the craft and all that stuff. It's not just about cutting someone's hair. It truly isn't, and that sounds very cliche because like so many people will tell you,
Well,
yo,
the effect on people with barbering. I'm gonna put one example today. What I went through today. Okay, I bought A&W for my wife.
yeah,
All right, and I went to the drive-through. Pull up, and the person that was on the drive-through goes, "Yo, you're top tier, right?"
Yeah.
You know, my bill was $16.98. Okay, exactly $16.98. The guy gave me 50% off the fact that he comes to this store.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of the good business that we do with him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you could be the most quiet guy. You know, you could be like the whatever ugliest, fattest. Doesn't matter. You know.
Hey, it's
like-
not about appearance.
No, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, we don't ever judge on whatever, but whatever
Never.
walk of life that we see that sit on our chair, bro. We talk to them just a straight human being.
And
that they
honestly,
are, you know
bro,
what I
that's the
mean?
number one thing I think in this industry that lacks a lot. And I think the reason why we're very, you know, like we're very busy and a lot of people talk to us or talk about us. Bro, I was telling Lance and Josh about this. If we ever go outside of Oakville from the time of 4:30 p.m. to like 7:30, we're going to see one of our clients.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know how many times? Because like, you know, now I started taking a little bit of days off on like Wednesdays to like, you know, take out my girl. You know what I'm saying? And then we would go out for dinner and stuff like that. Bro, we went out for dinner and then someone, bro, literally like that high skin fade guy that comes with his kid all the time was like looking over, but I don't notice them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, as much as like, you know, like we see so many people that like them seeing you outside of the shop is so rare. It's like seeing a Pokemon. You know what I'm saying?
for real.
That's when they look at you and you try to see like, oh, you look very familiar, but I don't know where you're from. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you're from Top Tier. You work at Top Tier, right?
Yeah,
And,
bro.
You know, bro, that happened on a Wednesday night. That happened 3 times.
Yeah, bro. That's you know what's really good about it is the fact that, you know, like all of us are all different people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we all have our own personality and characters and stuff like that. And no one is one higher than the next type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because in this industry there's a lot of people where like the person who owns the store moves like a tyrant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they move like whatever I could control in this you know vicinity of space. I want to get 100%. You know, I want to hold 100% of this store. So, by example, if you sit the wrong way on the chair, I want to tell you to sit the right way. Do you get what I'm saying? Or if you basically play certain music or whatever, like I only want to play this type of music because this is the mood I'm in. You're not allowed to touch it. You know. And like, let's say you're hungry, right? But your break time should only be at 2 p.m. But you're hungry at 3. You could only go at 2 p.m. That happens a lot in this industry. You know what I mean? Because
And I think this industry too is very like false. You know what I'm saying? Versus like so many people will tell you like, yo, you want to join my barbershop, you'll make $100,000. What in the fuck are you talking about? 100,000? How are you gonna make $100,000? And I'm just being honest. You know, Leo and I have never talked to anyone and said, listen, you're gonna make X amount of money for working for the shop.
never, bro. When did
we say that to Sosa?
I feel like that's a bad
When
business.
did we ever say that to Josh?
Nah.
We've never promised you guys an X amount of number. We promise you guys that, you know, you guys will get better and you guys will get busy and you guys will understand the business more. And how much, bro, I feel like a guy who's been in a next barbershop for 5 years, like you have more knowledge in actually
100%,
owning,
bro.
And taking care of
I say this
clientele.
all the time, bro. You know, like I'm never the type of guy that that boosts like you guys and stuff like that. But I do, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like of how far, even like with Lauren, like how far we all become. You know what I'm saying? Like from the 2 years we all known each other, bro, and how much growth that we had. You know what I mean? Like it stays in the house, bro. You know what I mean? Like it stays in the house in a way where like, yo, like, bro, I'm so proud of you for doing this. So proud of you for doing this and stuff like that, bro. I don't go out here and being like, yo, bro, like, you see these guys and these guys and these guys, bro. The minute that we all became connected, they became these guys because of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
never that.
You know, like, that's what happens with a lot of people in this industry. You know what I mean? Like, they think that you owe them something because you work for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
like,
they just want to
like,
take the credit.
Yeah.
They just want to take the credit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I felt that too, you know? Like, certain situations where the shop that I used to work for, they think that if I didn't work for that store, they think that I would be at the warehouse still. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one who stood up for freaking 14 hours a day, bro. And I'm the one who made this connection with all these people. You know what I mean? There are certain situations where they thought that I owned that store because I was always there. You know what I mean? And like, I treated that store like my own because I wanted to be ready for it. You know what I mean? Because I know the end goal is always having your own thing and you should always be ready for it. And I wanted to move like a unit with certain people. You know what I mean? And now all they want to do is just move selfishly, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's what happens, but now I have the guys that I want to be with, like, like in my life, and like
he wants to be with
like,
guys.
no, but I'm just saying, like, like as a team, like, you know what I mean? Like as a team, like I have the guys that I feel like they're going to take care of me, you know what I'm saying? And the way we're going to take care of you, like not even when it comes to like finances and all this, I'm just talking about just in life,
Just
like,
relationship.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if I get sick, bro, I know for a fact that you guys will take care of my kids. You know what I mean? And then like if you guys get sick, bro, I know that I'm going to try my best to take care of you guys. You know what I mean? A lot of people forget to do that, bro.
No, because Lance got sick 2 weeks ago and you made him work.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, close it up, man.
Okay, that's good, man.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sana may mga
Thanks for
natutunan kayo sa...
Well, that was really good, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, you go close it up, Lance.
Sana may mga natutunan kayo sa 34th episode namin.
Exactly. Was that really good?
Yeah. Pag nakita namin kayo.
Santukan na.